Yo, it's your boy Samurai Jack, and I am here with a new game called Fading Echo, courtesy of Keymailer. So shout out to them for allowing me to check out the game. So Fading Echo is a new upcoming game that is set to come out July 21st, 2026. So this summer that's coming up. They do currently have a demo available on Steam and only on Steam. So I will link below the Steam link so you can allow to check out the game and just give it a wish list if it's up your alley. Give it a wish list, share with your friends, talk to your friends about it. So, about the game in itself, you are in this with a protagonist called One Calevra, and she is traveling with her mom, Rain Calevra, through this deserted area on this planet called Corel. As what was given in the demo, you're basically just traveling around, but the more you get into it, they're getting away from something what you don't know yet. But as you're playing along with one and you're seeing all different images and everything, you come across this weird little glitch that happens. And once that happens, you go to investigate, and then one gets shoved by some entity through. Basically, it wasn't. I'll say it's not even a portal. You just get shoved through dimensions. You get aggressively shoved through dimensions, and that's how one discovers like she wasn't fully. Well, she had more powers that she didn't know about. She wasn't aware of. And once she gets shoved through this dimension, you discover that she has a new form, and she looks like a little water blob, basically. But that's her aether form. When she finally finds out what it is, it's her eighth form, and you basically go into the little section and basically learn how to use your powers. Then when she come across her mom, because her mom comes to look for her as well, because she just disappeared. She runs to her mom immediately, and she's in this frantic state, and it basically calls her to suck out the aether from her mom because she just wasn't calm. And then after that, she comes to, and then she meets this other entity called, well, the entity that attacked her called Vellum. And Vellum reveals that she was the person who presides over the Calvera people and helped them out and helped them control Aether and everything. And so she trying to quickly help her mom get her Aether back. And while doing so, Vellum revealed that she can't do too much as of right now, due to the fact that most of her functions are shut down and they have to be restored. And they have to be restored because this entity in this other realm called Helgard, just the other dimension that you can go into. Helgard, it's there causing things to be corrupted. And if you don't do anything about it, it's going to basically destroy everything that you know. So the main goal is to, well, what's shown in the game, the main goal is to stop the corruption and stop this entity that's causing all this corruption in Helgard. But that's the overall setting of the game. Is what they give you, like the hour or two of the demo. But on to the combat of the game. So the combat in itself it's pretty smooth and fluid. Combat and the movement of the game. The combat and the movement is pretty smooth and fluid. The combat in itself isn't super in depth. With the combos, it's pretty basic for what is shown as of right now. Again, this is the demo, the final product of the game, so they might expand more on the combat system. They do have a skill tree in the game that will allow you to, well, I've seen I don't know about get more moves, but it allows you to do and it'll enhance some of your moves that you do currently have, and it just enhances yourself. But you can do a basic combo with your one button, which is your square or X or Y, depending on which controller you're playing on. And then you do have a kick, which is your heavy attack, but it doesn't combo. It's more like a get off of me type of move if you want to push an enemy back into, let's just say, into a pit or into basically an environmental effect that's happening, i.e. either water, an acid pool, or a lava pit, or a lava pit. and you can use those to your advantage because the water freezes enemies and you can destroy them in 3 hits. The fire does damage over time, and the acid, if I remember correctly, it causes them to take more damage when you attack them. So you do have some elemental advantages in the game, and yes, you do have to match the element type to what the enemy might be weak against. So if you see a green enemy, that's an acid enemy. If you push them into acid, that won't hurt them. Same thing if you see a red enemy, that's called a fire enemy. You can't knock them into lava, will cause them hurt them. And blue enemies are immune to water damage, so you can't push them in there. But if it's not their matching element, you can use that to your advantage. But like I said, the combat is really simple, but it's one of those things where yes, it's simple, but can also become overwhelming if you do get attacked by multiple enemies. So there's that there. It's a really fine balance that they do have there. I would say my only issue is when it comes to the combat, and I won't say the move, but when it comes to the combat and you moving in your Aether form, is so far as the demo only, it's the trails, the trail effects that you do see, or I would say that, well, left behind explosion effect that the enemies leave behind, it does flicker in and out, so do be aware of that. So if you are epileptic anything like that, hopefully it doesn't affect you because it's not really flashing, but that can possibly trigger something. So be aware of that there. If you do plan on checking the demo, be very aware of that. But it's not super bad. It's just something that's very noticeable and can get kind of annoying. But that might get fixed in the full release of the game. But overall, the game is it's fun. It's fun. I like what they are presenting here. It gives you a comic book aesthetic with how the cutscenes are portrayed, which is really cool because you typically don't see that too often in games. It gives that portrayal because it's like a mixture of a comic book with some stop motion and actual live movements. That's not stop motion movement, but actual live movements. So it's a cool mixture there, seeing that. And the story seems pretty decent for what they showed so far. So overall, I am looking forward to what they will do with this game. And hopefully it is something to, be worth playing later on once it comes out next month, if nothing happens. So that's all from me, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.